I'm going to say, Mama, did you have a chance to see your celebration of service? And she said, baby, I saw the celebration of service. And I saw everybody who was there. And this is just for me, I'm going to ask my mom. I'm going to say, Mama, did I, as your son, make you proud? And all I want to hear my mama say is, baby, you made me proud. And I remember my mama used to say this, you all, and I'm done. My mama used to say something, because you know those older people got a way to just scare the living daylights out of me. Now, I don't know about y'all, I was just a little scared kid. You know, my mama would say things, and it'll make you think. I'd be like, dang. And my mama would always say this. And I know she got it from her mother, Anna Mary Brown. She would say this. She would say, Key, when I was a fake thug in the 9th and 10th grade, she would say, Key, one day, you're going to have to stand over my casket. And you're going to have to look down on that physical body. She said, Mama is not going to be in that body because I'm going to be gone. That's just a hotel that I checked in, but checkout time has come. She said, and you're going to have to ask yourself, Kewon, did I honor my mother? Now, at that time, when she would say that to me, it would scare the living daylights out of me, because I knew at that time in my life and in that season, I was not honoring my mother. And I remember going into my junior year of high school, my guidance counselor sat down with me, and she said, Kewon, you have a 1.2 GPA. I said, did you just say my GPA got the chicken pox? She said, you ain't graduating with the class of 2000, Kewon, if you don't get it together. And I went home and I did some reflecting, and I started thinking about my mom, and I said, man, Mom done made all these sacrifices for me, Harvey, and Jessica, and I'm acting like this. And all I can tell you at that time, you all, it just clicked. And I said to myself, well, Mama done told me when I turned 18, y'all know that speech. You going to college, you going to the army, or you getting out of my house. And so I just said, you know what? Everybody say I can play football. I know I can play. Let's put together a plan. And my senior year came around. I went to night school, summer school, day school. My senior year came around, and I had a 2.0. And I went out and played high school football for the first time. And through the grace of God, was able to get a scholarship that came by way of one of my dear mentors, who is actually here today, named Tyrone Keys from All Sports Community Service. To meet Coach Keys, she was so happy when she heard him talk about what All Sports does and how they help all different high school students to be able to go to college. And when I got that scholarship, you all, my mother was so happy. And my senior year in high school, I said to myself, I said, man, I put Mama through some mess during the 9th and 10th grade year. I said, so I have to repay her. And so for me, during my senior year, that was my campaign, to try to do everything I could to make my mom proud. Every award that I won, I could care. Anybody who knows me, I do not care about awards. But when I saw it, I would hear my mom. I would go to the door. I would hear my mom talking to a friend. Girl, my baby done won homecoming king. Girl, the boy done turned around and won prom king. Girl, the boy done won best personality. And I would just hear, I was like, okay, so if I just keep winning these awards, Mama gonna stay happy. And then when I graduated from college, I said to myself, I said, man, every major milestone that happened in my life, my mother was there for those milestones. And even when I did not believe in myself, my mother would come in that room and she would say, baby, I know you can do it. Mama believes in you. She knew how to encourage me. She said, you got to go ahead and fight and get it done. And so when I asked her, Mama, Did I make you proud? I just want to hear her say, baby, you made mama proud. Catherine Louise Dula, our loved one, is no longer here, but she leaves behind a legacy that is undeniable. She leaves behind family members, and she leaves behind friends. And let us never forget how God used her to be a blessing to others, and let her life serve as an example of what it means to do good unto other